Hey guys, new video here. Get a lot of questions on this cloak. Why you use it? Is it really that good? Is it worth the price? If you like heisting, you're probably gonna grab yourself one of these cloaks. I have had a lot of fun with it. It's something that I haven't really started using until a couple of days ago, because everyone knows that this mod right here is pretty much mandatory in any other video you'll watch. I say it, a lot of other streamers will say it, that the reduced raising of alert level from opening chests. This is any chest in the heist, the small chest, the big chest with the icons. It will be a global reduction of the alert level, which means that you just open more chests overall. Everyone understand that it's always active no matter what you're doing, and there's no like RNG component to it, right? Now, the second mod that I've started to recommend people get is this one right here. It is a chance if it's tier 1 on it, which you need tier 1, I believe you need a level 83, or it might even be a level 82. I'll have to check PoEDB, but the tier 1 is basically a 9 to 10% chance, 10% chance if you divine it, to open a chest and not generate any alert level. That means that if you click on any chest, a small or a big one with an icon, there is this chance not to trigger the alert at all. This is very different than the lockdown, because if you go to the final room where the big reward is, like whether it's like gems, trinkets, replica uniques, whatever, and you steal one of those items, this won't actually work on that, okay? So it works on everything before that room, and I believe this mod is much better than the stacking the tier 1 chance not to trigger lockdown, because the lockdown one, it only works once. If you don't get it on that first one, lockdown occurs, right? Imminent lockdown, and then you're kind of like, you don't even have a mod for the rest of the run, right? And all the time before you trigger lockdown, I mean, in some cases you might get an extra item, sure, but it's really not that good, because there's very rarely cases where there's 2 good items at the end. So this is the mod that I've been recommending everyone get, and the reason it's so crazy is because I don't really know if it's additive or multiplicative, meaning that but the percentages are within a few of each other, which if you watch the live video you kind of understand the math, but it is like really insane, okay? And to the point where it's going to provide you with like less stress. You can open a few more chests, and sometimes you can open a lot more chests, and then you'll actually end up a lot closer to the end reward room before the alert triggers than ever before. So I think that going to talking about it won't really kind of like help you realize this, because you're playing around with you already know how this feels, right? If you don't have this on all your followers, then you're not gonna be able to open many chests, especially in split and like duped grand heist. So let's just go ahead and get into the gameplay here. So this is a duplicated blueprint. It is a 15 currency. It's one of the new ones. I've never run it before, so I don't really know how the alert level feels. But what I do know is that all 3 of my members here, Vindiri, Karst, and Tibbs, the big boy right there, they all have this cloak. They have 12% reduction of alert level on all chests, and then they each have 10% chance to open a chest to not generate alert level. So let's just see what happens. I've already cleared out the mobs, but I have not opened a single chest in here. And so let's go ahead and first pay very close attention to how much these chests generate. So these are large chests right here. And you see when you mouse over, you get a little preview in the alert window here. You see that's like if you opened it, how much alert level would it fill? So that's about, is that about 5%? Is it 5 to 10%, somewhere around there? So let's go ahead and send in our Vindiri here. He's going to do his thing. And okay, so see, this one didn't work. Okay, so we're 0 for 1, right? Let's just keep track. I'm gonna send him into this one. Okay, he's going, and look at the alert down here. Oh, and okay, so that one didn't work either. So the cloak didn't proc. Okay, so far it's as if we hadn't had that mod on there, right? But let's just keep going and see what happens. So our alert level is probably around like 10% here, and then we're gonna go over here and get the important chests. So let's go and send in the trap disarmament again, and we're gonna go and see what happens here. Let me kill out some monsters. Oh, and look at that. So currently we're at 1 out of 3. The alert bar did not move on that chest, right? And you can see that because you can either like put your mouse here to like keep track, or you can just like look at how much it would have gained, and if it doesn't move, then you know that it procced, right? I'm gonna pick up this, and then let's see if this one procs here. So this one, we're at 1 out of 3 so far. Okay, so we're at 1 out of 4. So this is a 25% chance, right? Doing pretty well, and I'm not even counting the middle tool that could have chance not to proc if he was doing the correct job, like if he was doing demolition. So this one, Karst, what I mean by that is that Vindiri, I have a tool in the middle slot that's 10% chance not to trigger if he's using demolition. Now he's assigned to trap disarmament, so he doesn't benefit from that, but my Karst does have one of those. So let's just send him in and see if the alert level procs. So we're at 1 out of 4 right now, and let's take a look. Okay, so we're at 1 out of 5, 20%, not bad here. Regal. Okay, let's go ahead and have him do this one. So just keep in mind we're at 1 out of 5. Okay, now we're at 1 out of 6. All right, let me pick up these. Ooh, exalted shards. Okay, and here we go. Grab this, and then we're gonna go in here for some demolition. But let's have Tibbs do this. And 1 out of 6 is about 13% chance, 14, 15, 17% chance, right? So you can see what happens to the alert bar there. And let's go ahead and have him do this one. And we're gonna put our mouse right here, and let's have him blow it up. Okay, and as you see, he blows that one up, and the alert bar does not move, right? And then we're gonna go over here, and here's the performance currency. We're gonna set it in car. So let's take a look here. Put our mouse there just so we can see. And look at that, no alert level generation. That's pretty wild, right? Let me go ahead and do this one. Put my mouse right here just so you guys can see. And he's about to finish the job. And oh, look at that, the chest opens and no alert level goes up at all. Wow, that's pretty crazy there. Let me just pick this up so we can go into the next one, and I can we can continue showing this, right? And for some reason, I feel that the percentages, like, they're kind of weird because you usually like get more than you would think the percentages indicate, you know, even across a long play session. And this is kind of important because if you look at this room, right, you can see like all the chests in here are kind of important, right? So if you can't, like, if you get like too much alert level, you're gonna be like kind of struggling down here. And I haven't even opened any of the small chests yet, so we're gonna go ahead and track this one too. We're gonna put our mouse here, and look at that, no alert level generation. Wow, that's really crazy, man. Yeah, it's pretty fun, and it causes, like, you know, you have more freedom to click on some of the outlier chests if you're mapping out these chests for a split beast or a duplicated one. We're gonna open this one here. And what I mean by that is that even if it's a chest that you okay, so that one did move. So even if it's a chest you wouldn't really open usually, like let's say that you knew that this small chest was uniques, okay? And you usually don't click that because your alert level is getting really high. Well, now, because you like skip a bunch of alert level, you can just go ahead and hit that. And in that unique chest, it could be a headhunter, you know, could be a badge of the Brotherhood. And it makes the game a lot more fun. And it's definitely made the game a lot more fun for me. So let me go ahead and open this. I'm gonna put my mouse over the alert level here. And look at that. Look at that, he just opens it, no alert level goes up. That's pretty crazy. Let's go and have him do this one while I pick up some items here, and let's take a look. Oh, look at that, he just opens the chest, no alert level again. Oh man, that's pretty nuts. And this happens all the time, right? This isn't, I wouldn't even consider this to be like that lucky of a streak. Okay, percentage wise it is pretty lucky, I guess, what we're getting recently. But now look, if you were to open all the big chests, and lots of your rewards, I'd say the majority of your rewards are coming from those big chests. We've opened every big chest in this wing, and look at our alert level, right? It's nuts. It's like completely full. Now at this point, I want to only open those just to see, like look at that, right? You have plenty of room to work with. What are these? Divergent Flesh Offering, Herald of Thunder, Flesh and Stone. Maybe I'll take that. I haven't seen that well. Divergent Carry-On. Oh, I think that's actually good for Carry-On Geomancers. And then Herald of Ice. So not nothing too crazy here. But now let's go back and see what happens when we hit the small chest. So we hit that one. Okay, so that one triggered, right? But that one's good. That's a currency one right there. Now, what about this one right here? So we hit it. Okay, that one did proc. And then what about this one? Okay, that one actually procs. Okay, a little bit unlucky, I guess. What about this one? Oh, that one proc too. Oh man, feels bad. What about this one? Oh, that one proc too. Yo, we're actually getting a little bit unlucky on these small chests. What about this one? Okay, that one procced as well. But what about this one? Oh, that one didn't proc. See, no alert level. And then what about this last one right here? And that one did proc. So we have hit every single chest in here, right? If you were to hit those small chests, if you were to hit every single small and large chest on the way down towards the reward room, it would have been totally fine in this scenario, because even if you got a little bit unlucky and it procced further, what you would notice is that by the time it actually hit the alert level, like if you got a little bit unlucky, maybe you'd be right here, right? Maybe you'd be like over here. And since you have like, you know what, like 20, 30, 40 seconds to run there, I think it's pretty safe to say that you know, you would have probably made it and have had time to choose a correct one. Okay, so I wanted to show that because it has kind of changed the game in the sense of, like, now we go back to kind of the patch where you could have opened every chest, and if you want to, you pretty much can open every chest, and it's really nuts. Okay, I can't tell you how much like stress is caused when, like, you know, you accidentally, like, you make a mistake and then, like, you accidentally trigger lockdown, you don't have enough time, you accidentally do this, you're not paying attention, and it kind of like gives some kind of barrier to these kinds of actions where, like, you can just go in lackadaisical, you know, open all the chests, and it is pretty sick. Now that the cloak was pretty expensive, I gave people the whoop in my stream for the last 2 days. I was buying the cloaks for, well, I bought 2 of them for quite a high price, but most of them, I was buying when they're less than 5 exalts, and now they're kind of pricey. But it's something for you to min max if you want to have more fun and play around with your alert level. Okay, let me actually like grab one of these. I think I'll just take this, the Carrion Golem. How much is this? This thing is, it's 10C. I'm using Awaken PoE trade to check that. And then now we go on our way back, and now you don't even need Tibbs, right? So this is kind of cool because Tibbs is only good if you have like chest to smash on the way back, but we don't. So you might even want to do this. You might, like in some cases where you can use someone else instead of Tibbs, or like with a better perk, or like in these scenarios where you don't need someone to, like especially Niles, right, where maybe you don't need him for counter thaumaturgy or something like that. You can bring the net for global reduction. It makes it pretty cool to play around with the min max. So let me fight my way out of here. Hopefully I don't die. Right? Oh, I got beamed a bunch of times. Like ate a volatile, and let's go. Where's the exit? This is my very first time doing any wings in this new blueprint, so I'm not very efficient. There's a little like side exit here, but it doesn't really matter because it's like the same distance kind of, right? Well, this is a little bit short, I guess. Okay, quick going about side exits. Side exits go to another like area. And if you try to like go back in, it'll just like teleport you to a different wing, which is fine, I guess. And then but the main exit will always bring you back to the courtyard. Really interesting if you're doing things like if your inventory is full, right? Let's see if I can do this here. If your inventory is full and you have like a Talina 2x2, you can like drop it on the ground and pretend like my inventory is full, but I really want this item, and you can do this. Oh, I missed. See, okay, I missed. But you can like hit the door and then really fast click the item so it's on your cursor on the way out, and then you can drop it right here, and then of course you can go back to town and pick it back up. Okay, I wasn't able to do it there because I'm bad at the game, but I assure you that it works. Okay. So let me go back to town to stash, but then also explain why this is like really cool, because each wing only has 3 masters, right? So let me stash it and show you this blueprint, and this should be a cool little thing to additionally highlight why the cloak is so good. So let me actually show my cloaks here. So Karst, as you see right here, tier 1. So 12% chance reduction, 10% chance not to generate alert level, right? And then one little thing, if you didn't know, let me take the blueprint, is that you can like see who's in there. Like when you put this in, right, you see the crew on the right side. There's only 4 people in this one, and most of it is Talina, Karst, and Vindy. Talina, Karst, Vindy. Talina, Karst, Vindy for this one, right? And this one there's like tips here. So you only really need 3 cloaks, because like you could just like take one off. Like for this one there's no Talina, so you take Talina's cloak and put on them. So you don't actually need to buy 8 of them like I did, if you're kind of lazy and you're into the micromanagement of like swapping them between. But if you see this, you only need 4 of the cloaks. Okay, and so here, let me just show you. Karst tier 1, as you can see right there. Movement speed is a bonus, but you don't really need it. My Vindiri, very nice cloaks right there. As you can see, job speed and movement speed and the tier 1. And then my other master is Talina in this one. Tier 1, and then she wasn't lucky enough to get the movement speed, but oh well, right? And then Tibbs is the last guy, and then he has tier 1, and then a little bit of damage, so I wasn't able to get the movement speed here. But that's all you really need, right? Because you know that those are the only 4 masters in this area, so you only need it for them. And once again, you can if you're doing regular contracts, you can swap the cloak onto other people by just pressing your lead key and then taking it off, and then putting it on someone else. And then in between wings, you can like try to like swap it around so that the 3 masters that are with you always get the best cloaks. Okay, or you can go full potato and buy the same one for every single master, so you never have to do the micro. Okay, so that's pretty cool right there. I'm gonna put this one back here, and then another quick note about the cloaks is that when you're thinking about like buying something like this, you might think, how can I craft this? And it's actually really hard, because if you put on like Craft of Exile, it's like thousands and thousands of C. One thing you could do, because annulments are pretty cheap and exalts are actually pretty cheap too. So what you can do is get like an eye level 83 plus cloak, Whisper Wind of course, and then you can start like spamming it with Scour and Ouch, and you're gonna look for this might be easier if I just like do this, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for, you can just type in any of the keywords. Like for the cloak, you can type it like in the search bar, chests, right? Or like chest, and then it'll highlight, like let's take Karst for example, right? Because or you can type in parentheses anything from one of those lines, right? Probably chest is the safest, because it'll highlight both. the moment you get one of those roles tier 1, right? So whether you get of deactivating or of silence, okay, if you want to, you can try this. If there is two prefixes blocked off, because these are both suffixes, and there's an open suffix for the other thing that you don't have, okay, because they're pretty similar in weighting, you can just try slamming it. And if you do get a tier 1, you can sell this for like 40 exalts or something. And then if not, let's say there's an open prefix, well, maybe that's not worth slamming, because then it could hit a prefix, right? So then you would just scour out until you got it again. So there's open suffix and only open suffix, and you have one of the tier 1s on the suffix, you can just slam it. If you have only one, let's say it's a 4 mod item, but you only have one of those suffixes, right? And the other one's blocked by something garbage, maybe like crit multi or something like that. Well, you could take an annulment orb and use one annulment orb and then follow the previous rules. If it hits the bad suffix, you can slam it, right? Because you have an open slot. If it hits anything else, obviously if it takes off the tier 1 thing that you're looking for, you stop and you scour out again. If it takes off a prefix, right? Given it has two prefixes already, don't slam twice, okay? Just scour out until you get it again, because then it's like you might end up slamming twice each time. It could be really annoying. So you could try crafting these for profit as well, for because they do sell. I sold a tier 1 tier 2 earlier today on stream for like 29 exalts. Yeah, it's like people really like this because it does add so much fun to the heist when you're not like always worry about like your alert level. And yeah, hope you guys try it out. That's my video, and this is mostly a video for the I'm gonna make a command in my chat, because I get asked so many times every day, like, what exact mods do you really need on the cloak? You know, how do you get it? Like, is it really that good? Do you notice? And stuff like that, right? So you know, you can try it out, and keep in mind when you're looking at your alert bar, like if you just count the number of times in that example that I showed you where the alert didn't proc, and you think about how much of a percentage of the bar that was, it should kind of like blow your mind, okay? And once again, I think the percentages are kind of weird, because it's like some kind of weird multiplicative thing that doesn't really like feel like it matches the math either way of how it should work. And then it also gets a little bit buggy with like this, right? Because you can get chance to if they're, as long as the master's doing the right job, you know, the 3 cloaks times this chance not to generate alert, it gets really crazy. And yeah, that's the video. Okay, I've been talking for too long. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you guys have any more questions, I stream every day on twitch.tv/QTalk_ in the evenings at any time. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Bye guys. Bye.